Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia. You're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one a 6. Let's just get some things out of the way. And only really, the reason that I'm really giving this a 6 because they have a lot of storylines and things going on, but you don't know what it means. They're not tying it together. So I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood today to be confused. Let's keep going. So Laura Valentine, he comes in and she lets him know, Kevin and I are gonna be leaving, but we're gonna go continue on the trip without you. So you go ahead and go back to Port Charles. Kevin comes in, Valentine says, but isn't a trip dangerous? I mean, Kevin, I know you don't like me, but for Laura's safety, when you want me to come along, and he says, why do you think I don't like you? He said, because I shot you. And he said that was a long time ago, and I've gotten past it. Got hate him. He's like, I've gotten past that, so I don't hate you. I don't like you, but I don't hate you. And so he ends up leaving, and Laura talks to Valentine and just tells him he's needed in Port Charles with Anna, with Charlotte. He's just needed there, and he understands. Then Laura and Kevin, I don't know what they got going. I don't know where she going with them. I don't know. We'll see. So then we go over here. She talks to, at one point, she gets a phone call from Martin. He's telling her about Cyrus and his heart attack and everything, just updating her. So we go to Martin and Cyrus is trying to give all his money away because he says there's people in Pentonville. It's not a rehabilitation, but we already know that about prison. It makes vulnerable people come out worse. We already know this. So he says he wants to help. So give all his money away. I don't know if Martin gonna do this because Martin be on some trickery stuff sometimes, so we'll see. So then we see Chase goes and he talks to Sonny. Not Sonny, I'm sorry, Austin. And he's asking Austin about Gordon. Then he says, yeah, I did surgery. I mean, he was his patient. He worked on him and he was mad about his hospital bill. And so he confronted him in front of Ava, Nina, and Sonny. And then he asked about Dex. He said Dex was seen outside your office door at the hospital. Then he was found with this man in the alley. What do you know about him? And he was like, he don't pretty much know anything. I said, Chase, you talking too much. Damn. So then he sees that Austin is working with Cyrus, and he said, good luck with that. So then Austin goes in with Cyrus, and he talking to him about the Lord and everything. And then he's saying he got a second chance. And okay, I was like, okay. The Cyrus always talks a little bit out of his head for some reason. I don't know. But he grabs Austin when Austin is about to leave, and he tells him, have you ever been in a place where you just completely had turned away from God? And it's a horrible place to be inside. And Austin said, well, no, I imagine it would be. And he said, but he's giving me a second chance. And then when Austin is leaving, he tells him, may the Lord bless you and protect you and your family. I said, what the heck this mean? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this, GH. Let's move on. So then we go over here and see Chase goes to Kelly's because that's where he finds Sonny. Now Sonny is there. He's giving Carly some coffee, and she's like, we have been a little busy. Thank you. He says it's just a gift. Congratulations on making this place the success. I know you're going to make it. A good luck gift and everything. And she's like, thank you for that. So then Chase asks Sonny, can he speak to him outside? So he goes outside with Chase, and Chase is asking him about the man. And Sonny, really honestly, Sonny doesn't have any idea because this all he knows, it all ties into Ava, but he ain't giving that up. He's not giving that up, and so he really doesn't have anything idea about Gordon or whatever. And he asked him about Dex. Does he know him? And he said, you know he works for me. What's all these questions? I thought Dante was over this case. He said, well, because Dante is, we thought it was best if I interviewed and asked questions. And Sonny was like, well, I don't have time for this. If you want to ask me all these questions, you need to talk to my lawyer. Because he said, well, Dex was lurking outside of around GH. And he said, lurking like the people you've been having follow me, that kind of lurking. I said, well, y'all got to do better. If you gonna put a surveillance on him, you can't get caught surveilling him. But maybe they wanted him to know. I don't know, child. But at the end of the day, Chase, I think you're in over your head. But I don't know, cause what is he in over his head about? Let's move on. Sonny goes back in and he tells Carly goodbye, but Sam was also there visiting Carly, and he did let Sam know that Rocco really likes her and he's happy for her and Dante and all that. But then he leaves. Okay, so Sam and Carly talk, and she said she went to visit Drew, but they couldn't let her. They wouldn't let her see him. So she and Carly was like, "No, when I visited him, he was doing all right. So I don't know what's going on." And Sam was like, "I don't know." But then Sam later on, cause they just talking, they just talking about Kelly's. She thinking, Carly told Sonny that she probably won't have to sell the house because Kelly's is doing much better. Business is really starting to boom and turn around and everything. I don't think business was bad, but now it's better. You know what I mean? And so anyway, she was talking to Sam about all that, and they were talking about Drew and how Sam is worried. She knows Drew can take care of himself, but he's still in a dangerous place. Anyway, she says she's gonna try to take Scout to see him today, but then she calls Carly and lets Carly know, hey, I tried to take Scout, and they're saying that Drew is in solitary confinement, so they'll deal with that tomorrow, child. So then we go over here at staying with Carly. We see Maxie come over. Now Maxie had been at Deception where Tracy Bard. She was talking to Brooklyn about, because Brooklyn is worried about Chase because he's a cop, and um, that's a dangerous life, career. And so she was worried about him, and they talk about Nathan, and they talk about, you're never gonna be feel safe with it, and you're always gonna be worried, and it's always gonna be something. Anyways, so after they get done talking about that, Tracy comes barging in, and she tells Brooklyn it's about her dad, Eddie Main, pretending to be Eddie Main, and she asks Maxie, what do you think? And Maxie said, child, I think I'm gonna go get some coffee. So that was Tracy's way of getting rid of Maxie. Now, so that's why Maxie is now over at Kelly's with Carly, and she says, I'm placing an order for the interns and all that. And she was like, "Oh, thanks, but isn't the Metro? Don't you use the order from the Metro Court? Don't let Nina." And Carly stops, and she was like, "How did you know I worked? I was over this." And she said, "Nina did tell me, but," and she said, "Did Nina send you over here to place this order? Just to help business or something?" And she was like, "No, no, like." No one she didn't send me over here, but she did tell me that you had this business. And so Maxie just wants to support. That's it. It wasn't anything deep. She just wants to support it. Cause she could use a big order like Maxie gave with the interns and stuff, to continue to grow the business. That's not bad at all. So then we see that excuse me, y'all. So they just talk about that, and Carly just says that she doesn't want to depend on anyone, and that's why when Freddie offered to give her any kind of money or something, she turned it down. And Maxie said, "Well, I never thought you were, the type of woman to depend on anyone, anyways." Um, and she says, it's she's not, but thank you for that, Maxie. And then she says, she's trying to diffuse everything. Like her and Nina might not be friends, but she doesn't hate, and she's not going to just escalate the situation. And Maxie said, "Are you Zen, Carly?" She said, "No." And she said, "Oh, because nobody would believe that." She said, "I wouldn't believe it myself." So, anyways, that's it with them, y'all. That's it with Carly, Maxie, and all of them. So we go over here with Tracy and Brooklyn, and Tracy is wanting to get information about um the Deceptor, and they like Maxie was just talking to Brooklyn about how bad it is. Like they could talk people back, their sponsors back from Lucy's death, but she can't talk them back from what Sasha did. She's the face of deception, and they can't talk them back from that. So then we see that Maxie, when after Maxie left, Brooklyn's talking to Tracy, and she's pretty much telling her the same thing. They're in a free fall at Deception right now. The only thing that's keeping them going is the Deceptor. So she can't give her any more information, and that's that on that. That's not that on that, girl. You're gonna have to give up some information. Um, child. Then we go over here to, I don't remember who I talked. Okay, so we go over here to Olivia, because Tracy was over there with her earlier, and that's why Tracy left, because she said she ain't had time to deal with Eddie Main, because apparently he's going club hopping and he got totally wasted, totally drunk, and Dante had to bring him in because he was stumbling. He was a stumbling mess. And so she said, told Olivia, you deal with it today. So she ends up leaving, and Leo comes in and he says, I saw Eddie. And she said, yeah. And she said, he's told her he's nice. He's nice to me. He tells me he likes my smile. He's just nice to me and everything. And so Eddie comes in, and y'all know how he feels about Olivia. She's berating him for going around drinking and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, I don't want to hear that. Like, and she's like, you're a grandfather. And he was like, what? And she said, well, not technically, no, but still. He was like, oh, because I don't want, I'm not trying to be a grandfather or anything. But he's just like, if I want to go to different bars and get drunk and enjoy myself, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Anyways, it makes Olivia sad because she wants, you know, Ned. She wants Ned back, and Ned is like, oh my gosh, why would he want to be back? If I was like, if that was the person you wanted back, what would he want to be back? Because all you do is nag. Now, I've been saying that about Olivia. But, anyways, he didn't have to say it. So he goes on about his business, and Leo sees that she's sad. And she just says that she misses Ned. And so then when Eddie is talking to Leo, Leo tells him, why did you make my mom sad? Like, why do you have to treat her that way? And so now Eddie feels bad about that. So he's drinking some water, trying to get all hydrated and stuff, get the liquor out his system so he can use the bathroom, get the liquor out his system. And then we see that, what's her name? Olivia comes in, and he says, he's trying to be nice to her, and he says, that breakfast you were talking about, are you still open to it? And Leo's like, second breakfast, and he's still being nice to Leo and all that. And I think that's it. Honestly, I think I got covered everything. I might have missed the. If I missed them, listen, it's boring. It was boring. It was boring. I don't know. Like, I can't get into this soap like a episode like today. It would be good if everything wasn't so in the dark. Like, if I knew what Cyrus was doing and seeing him grab Austin like that, that would have been interesting because I would have known what the interaction was. But this is something I don't know what does it mean? What does it mean? And they will probably won't find out for sometimes weeks or months. I would be surprised if we found out what all this means soon. I would be pleasantly surprised because I would love it if they would go ahead and reveal stuff. So I don't know, child. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for our new episode of What Happened on the Soaps, General Hospital edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.